What is happening, people? It's your boy, Big Will, Minute, coming at you with my Raw review for Monday, March 13th in Detroit, Roxy. Yeah, let's get this started. Raw starts out with a little video package from last week between Brock and Goldberg. You know, when he F5'd him, Heyman called him his bitch. Goldberg gets distracted. Brock snatches him up, F5s him. Bye-yow. All the time while Goldberg holding on to that title like, because he knew that stuff is gone when it come to Mania. Nice package. Has some little different editing things to it. Slow motion. Things of that nature. Good. It was real nice. Really like that. Because that was awesome to see last week. To see Brock finally touch Goldberg. Which he hasn't done really since this whole thing has started. So then Brock and Heyman come out to cut a promo. Which, to be honest, I'm kind of over Heyman's promos. Brock sits there, bounces back and forth, and Heyman cuts the same typical Heyman promo, except this time the backdrop for the promo was down goes Goldberg, like down goes Frazier. Whatever, he did that like 20 times too many, you know. Got a nice pop though when Brock first came out. Detroit was rocking with the Suplex City chant. Brock even had on a little shirt that Suplex City something had Detroit at the bottom, so I don't know if he specifically does that for the town he's going to be in or whatever. It was a cheap pop too, you know, plugging the city. But it was typical Heyman promo. You know, down goes Goldberg, you know, blah, 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 whatever. Kind of over it. It ran 10 minutes. Good opening to the show, though. People paid their money and they got to see Brock Lesnar first. I'm cool with that. Now, we cut backstage, and it's Mick and Stephanie. Which, again, I'm glad this was backstage, not starting out with Scream McMahon first. So tired of her and her voice. And Mick been looking like a bitch lately, too. I don't like that either. So I'm glad they had this backstage. So that was pretty cool. But what they're doing is, she tells Mick that basically somebody getting fired tonight, you got to do it. Basically pick the weakest person on the roster, get rid of them. Trim the fat. I want to see if you can make it, be a businessman, do what you got to do. Basically, grow some balls and get rid of somebody. Of course, Mick Foley, like, what? She like, yeah, get it done. You got to end of the night. Who's going to get fired? So I was like, dang, all right. That's pretty cool. Who they going to fire? So that kept me wondering. We cut the commercial, come back from commercial. Got a singles match between Sasha Banks and Dana Brooke with Bayley and Charlotte in the respective corners. I'm cool with this. Anytime I get to see the boss, I'm all for that. All for it. But then Dana started out strong. Dana was taking it to Sasha. I'm like, okay. All right, Dana. It's NXT Dana. She was laying into Sasha. You know. But then, after about 3 minutes, it was over. Sasha rolled her up and pinned her all real quick. I'm like, oh, I was kind of bummed about that. I was like, man, what the hell? And then they just bounce. And then I'm like, what? It's just, then Charlotte gets in the ring, grabs the mic. I'm like, oh, snap. Here we go. They about to break up. Because Dana was sitting there looking all distraught. I was like, oh, here we go. Yeah, she starts degrading her. You're holding me back. You're not going to ride my coattails. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't need you. Basically about to cut her loose. But then Dana jumped on Charlotte. And Charlotte tried to pull that chicken heel stuff. Dana wouldn't let her out the ring. Dana grabbed it onto her. You know, beating on her some more. Trying to pull her back in the ring. Charlotte trying to run out of there. She basically run away from Dana Brooke. I'm like, okay. And the crowd got a nice pop to Dana for that. And I don't know if it was more so for Dana or because they hate Charlotte. Which is kudos to Charlotte for being a good heel. But I am over Charlotte. I've had too much Charlotte shoved down my throat. Tired of it. I mean, at the pace she was going to break her dash record in 2 years. You know, with this woman's title. So if they Hopefully they dial Charlotte back a little bit. Hopefully she doesn't win the triple threat at Mania. Hopefully that's, Sasha going heel, winning. Get to that later on because she saw some heelish stuff tonight from her. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I hope that's where that's going because too much. Charlotte's great. Love Charlotte. In ring promos and all that, but it's been too much, and that goes in part to them not really having no females on Raw. So we get the same stuff over and over again. Kind of over that. So then next thing we get is the announcement of the next recipient for the Warrior Award. Now I really don't know this dude's story, the Eric LeGrand, but from the video package, and I did some research on it, this story sounds pretty amazing. This guy was I think a linebacker at Rutgers. Made a tackle. The spinal injury, paralyzed from the neck down. Made an awesome recovery to even get his motor functions back, to speak, and even live. And now he goes around the country telling his story to people. Inspirational speaker. I mean, I've heard that it'll bring tears to your eyes. This guy's story. So, it's real kudos to WWE. This Warrior Award is something real nice they doing. I'm liking that. I'm feeling that. Kudos to them for picking this young man too. So that should be nice. So then we go to commercial, and we find out about there's going to be on 205 Live. There's going to be a fatal five-way to determine who will be a number one contender for Neville's title at WrestleMania. Which, like I said in my previous video, we all know it's going to be Austin Aries. Austin Aries against Neville is a dream match. This is just I guess, make it official because it's going to be Perkins, Tozawa, Kendrick, and Nice, along with Austin Aries at 205 Live in a Fatal 5-Way. So, but until then, tonight, we got the two faces and the two heels going against each other. Tozawa and Perkins against Kendrick and Nice. So that was pretty awesome. Tozawa is over as hell with his screaming and yelling, and it is crowd. I mean, the crowd loves it. The crowd loves him. Apparently, Vince loves him too because he's been on Raw every goddamn week. He's the only one of the cruiserweights that's been on Raw since he debuted. So that's pretty cool. It cuts a commercial pretty quick in that match. Come back from commercial, we continue the match. Perkins shows some good stuff. He hits some of his signature nice moves. Oh, and if you caught NXT last week, him and Nakamura tore it up. I heard they got some pretty good history together, so it was cool to see them tear it up like that. Nice, I love Tony Nese, man. I don't like the way they're using him, though. He's been on Raw quite a bit, but I don't know how many matches he's actually won. And I don't watch 205 Live. I mean, sorry, I don't. I mean, I'll catch whatever relevant happens. I'll see in replays and recaps. So, I mean, I like Nese, man. I hope he goes above the Cruiserweight division. I see him and Austin Aries actually being able to wrestle outside of the Cruiserweight division. Everybody else, they're strictly Cruiserweights to me. I don't think they'll have any success outside of it. Brian Kendrick, typical chicken heel stuff that he was pulling, but oh well. The match ends with Nese rolling up Perkins, grabbing his tights, and he really grabbed the tights too. I mean, he showed all his bare ass on live TV. So yeah, that was old school tight pulling right there. So that's the end of that match. Good for the cruiserweights. I like seeing the cruiserweights out there. I mean, when I used to smoke, it was smoke break, but since I don't smoke anymore, I watch the match and I like seeing they have some good spots. I mean, they're good. I mean, they need more time. That's what it is. The match plus the commercials, it ran about 9 minutes. So take that as you will. Oh, excuse me. Go backstage. Anderson and Gallows cut a promo with an interview girl talking to him about how they feel about Enzo and Cass and Sheamus and Cesaro for the number one contender match. They like, man, basically screw them. It's about us. Why you want to talk about them? Talk about Anderson and Gallows. I'm like, cool. All right. Anderson and Gallows getting some heat. I'm glad to see them being a little bit more aggressive now they got them titles because they're supposed to be this big bad, New Japan tag team. Overhyped to me, for real. I mean, I don't see their talent in the ring. But hey, talent wins out, like I said in my last video. So hopefully on the big stage WrestleMania, they'll show me something. Right now, I'm really not too convinced, but we'll see how that goes. So then we cut to another commercial. Come back from commercial, and my boy Kevin Owens is in the middle of the ring with the lights out and the spotlight on him. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Kevin Owens cut a sick promo. Basically said that a month ago he put the spotlight back on him. Hence him in the ring with the spotlight on him. Basically talking about, he said he got rid of Jericho because Jericho was trying to get close to his Universal title, and he screams it. Lets everybody know that he needs that title back. And he kind of takes some of the heat off Goldberg with his next statement, because everybody kind of still pissed off that he dropped the title to Goldberg. He said Goldberg didn't beat him at Fastlane. Chris Jericho beat him. Nice damage control right there. So he said that at WrestleMania, he's going to take Chris Jericho's title like Chris Jericho took his title. I'm going to beat him down, man, or something like that. He said it was funny using Jericho's line. But I just thought it was awesome promo. Awesome to see Kevin Owens back to his regular self. I thought he was I hated that chicken heel shit he was pulling when he was running with Jericho. Owens can get it done by himself. He don't have to. It makes no sense for him to have that horrible ass title reign that he had with all that chicken heel bullshit. That was garbage. That's way beneath Kevin Owens. Way beneath him. So it was about a 5-minute promo that he cut. Go to commercial. But before we went to commercial, he said that why do you need a best friend when you can have a destroyer? Samoa Joe comes out. I'm like, oh snap. And I was thinking to myself, man, because shout out to my groups, Death to K-Fab, Legion of Petty Nerds, 2 groups that I'm part of on Facebook. Somebody posted a picture in one of the groups of a house show that had Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and Triple H in the ring, and across the ring they staring at Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor. Oh, house show though, really? So I was hoping we might see that tonight on Raw, but so like I said, Joe came out and Joe's looking like a straight beast. Joe's gonna kill you. Like he looking like he just ready to break legs, break arms. He don't care about nobody's well-being, don't care about nobody's life. I love Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe together. They are awesome. Just ready to just beat ass. Yes. Loved it. So they're going against Chris Jericho and Sami Zayn. Jericho come out. Sami came out first. Typical Sami pop he gets. The crowd started cheering mimicking his music, but they cut it off. They went right to Jericho coming in. The show was going kind of rushed, it seemed like. Because normally they let Sami's music play for a little bit, let the crowd kind of get into it with his music. But it stopped and it came Jericho, who got a great pop. People are loving Jericho right now. Loving Jericho. So he got a nice pop. And so the match was pretty good. Dominant. Kevin Owens being real dominant, hitting all his I guess I get the feeling that with Joe being such a monster now, and since Kevin Owens has kind of sided himself with Joe, he gets to feed off of that a little bit, and we get to see that old Kevin Owens again. You know what I'm saying? That old Kevin Owens. Of course, we had the typical hockey fight in it. That hockey fight, which they love to do. Some good spots. Everybody was getting their stuff off. Sami Zayn did his little move where he flipped out of the ring onto the other guys, but he like he hurt his leg, so he's kind of selling that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't real. It was all kayfabe, but he played it up a little bit, and that's where Kevin Owens went to his leg, boom, and take Sami out match, and then they get to work on Jericho, and then they beat down Jericho, but then it got kind of a cheap DQ finish because Kevin Owens wasn't a legal man, and him and Joe beat down Jericho. So then they beat him down, get DQ, and then they pop a powerbomb on Jericho. I was like, damn. And that was only 7 minutes. I'm like, man. So that match was the start of hour one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the start of the start of hour two. So in hour one we only had like 3 minutes of wrestling. Starting out hour two we get 7 minutes of wrestling. I'm like, man, all right now WWE, what the hell? It's a 3-hour show. We already like an hour and freaking 7 minutes into it, and we had 10 minutes of fucking wrestling. I'm like, man, y'all better stop this. So it was good to see Owens and Joe look strong. You know, that match between, cause Joe don't have a match on Mania yet, so we'll see what they're gonna do with Joe. Hope they don't put him against Zayn. Because we already had the match at Fastlane. I don't think it makes sense to have it at WrestleMania too. But they got to find something for Joe to do. Andre the Giant Battle Royal maybe. I don't know. But nice to see they pushing more and more on that Jericho Owens for Mania. Should be good for the United States title. Like I said, the rumors that they're going to unveil a new United States belt too. So that should be nice. So we go backstage again with Mick and Stephanie again talking about, you got to fire somebody, blah blah blah. Nia interrupts. Nia Jax talking about she all mad because she said, Sasha got lucky. You know what I'm saying? And she been destroying Sasha for months, and then Sasha gets in the title picture. So Stephanie like, all right, you gonna go 1-on-1 with Bayley. Go show us something. I'm like, man, did not put Nia in this goddamn triple threat. Please don't. So then they cut the commercial, and then during the commercial they show that they bring it to the table little thing they doing on the network, and some of the questions look like they was kind of, cause I love that dude on there. He asking all the real questions from the internet, and they also gonna have a sit down interview with Kurt Angle with Corey Graves. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Let y'all know how that was. They come back from commercial. Again, they show him Mick backstage, walking around backstage, looking all distraught because he got to fire somebody. And then Jinder Mahal comes up to him like, oh, Mick, I heard somebody is getting fired. It better not be me. I'm like, it definitely should be you. But Mick cut him off because Mick is like, he be like, oh my, come on, Jinder, really? Okay, you going to face Roman Reigns. So we get to see Roman Reigns is going to face Jinder Mahal. Oh, boy. So then they cut to the New Day. My dudes, the New Day. All right, well, we'll say I'm getting a little annoyed that they not been in the ring. I mean, I know they're not in the tag team picture. They supposed to host WrestleMania, but it's I'm kind of over them not being in the ring stuff, man. They want to get them in the ring because them just being backstage gets corny, and puts unnecessary heat on them. People don't like them anyway because of their antics, Which I didn't notice so many people didn't like the New Day. Whatever, but then they pubbing this new talk show, New Day Talks or something like that. And their first guest is the Big Show, and he's basically plugging that new Jetsons cartoon. So they trying to do that. And then they basically confirmed that the Shaq thing is a no-go because they say he got a chance to be the first two-time winner of the Andre Battle Royal. I'm like, what happened to Shaq? I mean, I know Shaq looking a little beefy. And Big Show been talking stuff about Shaq not being in shape, not taking it seriously. I don't know if it's a work. Because last time Shaq showed up at the Battle Royal. So, I don't know what's going on there. Is the Shaq Big Show match off? If so, that's kind of sucks. I was kind of looking forward to that. But, I don't know. But then Titus O'Neil show up. I don't know why Titus O'Neil is still doing this whole thing where he interrupted the New Day. But then he picks a fight with Big Show. Titus showed a little aggression because he like, I ain't trying to get fired. So, I mean, I bet we're going to have a match with Titus and Big Show. And it's funny, while Titus and Big Show getting into it, you can see a New Day eating popcorn. Those dudes are silly as hell. Cut the commercial, come back. You're going to see Enzo and Cass versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the number one contender match. And so, of course, Enzo and Sheamus and Cesaro come out, do their typical entrance, pretty decent pop. They seem a little lackluster to me now, though. I don't know. Those two should be tearing it up in singles. I don't like them I never liked them at the tag team. I thought their best of 7 series was probably one of the best things to happen. So then they put them in a tag team together. They should be going after singles titles, U.S. title or something, or put one of them on SmackDown and go after the Intercontinental title. I mean, I just don't like them as a team, but whatever. Enzo and Cass come out, the how you doing typical, what they do, they typical pop the crowds into it. Enzo, with his little Enzo promo this time, he was talking about, when last time he, Cesaro spilled coffee, so, he got a little coffee mug for him, whatever. It says cup of haters on it. It actually says cup of haters on it. It was, Enzo, he's kind of, sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not. This one was a little funny, but then Cass, good shit by Cass tonight. He was talking about March Madness. He named all the number 1 seeds. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how they got their Cinderella slippers on. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the big dance, all the NCAA references. You know what I'm saying? They gonna punch their ticket, they bracket busters, all this. He was real aggressive with it. He did stumble over his words like he normally does. Cass was on it tonight. So then we get a match between them two. It was a typical, nice, good match. They was getting some stuff in. Again, they cut the commercial. God dang, middle of their dang match. I'm like, oh my God, they really are taking down the wrestling on Raw. It was a good match. It ended it with a double DQ because Anderson and Gallows came out because they figure, that since, if nobody wins, then they don't got to face nobody at Mania. Okay. Then they do an Undertaker and Roman Reigns recap from when, Undertaker choke slammed him. Which basically, then they made that match official. It was going to be Roman Reigns versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. That makes my that makes my blood pressure go up a little bit. I don't want to see Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. I really don't. But what else is Roman going to do? But I wanted to see freaking AJ versus Undertaker. That's what I wanted to see. But go to another commercial. That's when Mick Foley's backstage again, and he runs into Anderson and Gallows, basically gloating over what they just did. That's what he tells them. You guys think you slick. Nah, you ain't slick. You just got yourself involved in a triple threat match. Oh, triple threat match. Yeah, like we didn't know that was going to happen. I would like to see, Anderson and Gallows go 1-on-1 against Enzo and Big Cass. But triple threat, more people, more exciting. But I think that's going to hurt Anderson and Gallows, in my opinion. 'Cause like I said, they still haven't really impressed me that much in the ring. And them going 1-on-1 could impress me more than them spending probably 50% of the match on the apron, because they're not going to be involved in the match. So now I'm not going to get to see them that much. So once again, they're not going to impress me. I hope Enzo and Cass go over at Mania, get some nice how you doing chants with them holding some belts up, and watch Enzo dance. So we'll see if that works. So then we get the Roman versus Jinder Mahal match. Once again, Jinder comes out looking totally jacked. Okay, Jinder, either you need to pee in the cup, or kudos on improving your body. But I don't know, bruh. Maybe you and Alberto been doing the same damn thing, but we'll see. I got nothing against Jinder though. Jinder kind of he's underrated. He can work. Roman comes out to massive boos. I think they messed with the audio too on that. Don't know why people hate Roman so much. But to me, this match, Roman, he was showing some intensity in this match. He had some people always talk about he not really showing no emotion in his facial. I thought Roman was looking better in this match. He more intense. You know, midway, then Undertaker's gong goes off, and then Roman looked surprised. That kind of took him by surprise, and then Jinder jumped on him with that. You know, Jinder hits a couple of moves on him, some flying knees and things like that, and some knee drops and everything. I was like, oh, Jinder may just beat Roman. But he kicks out, and then gets up, hits him with 2 Superman punches, and then pins him. Not even a spear. So that was about 3 minutes of wrestling. Once again, what the hell is going on with the wrestling tonight? These quick-ass matches, man. So now you're seeing why I got Picard up there on my screen right now. Face palm is for the amount of non-wrestling we got from this show tonight, WWE. God damn it. Get on that again later. So Roman cuts a promo. And he said he calling out the Undertaker. Come out here. Prove to me you a man. Really? Don't call it the Undertaker's manhood. So they go to commercial. They come back. Roman's still in the ring. But, I mean, they cut the commercial like right when Roman was talking, though. It was kind of real weird. So, I don't know if that was like some backstage stuff or if Roman like went over when he was talking. He was supposed to like not say what he's supposed to say at that time so they can go to commercial. I don't know. It was real weird. It's like, I'm here to come around with me that you a man. And then commercial. I was like, oh, what? They come back. HBK comes out. What? HBK? Shawn. I was like, okay, Shawn Michaels, what he want? But he come out looking kind of serious. And he basically does the same thing that Shawn has done a couple of times to Taker's opponents, basically telling them, you know, Undertaker's getting in your head. He's a master of getting in people's head. You heard that gong. You got distracted. We about 20 days out from Mania, and he's already in your head. He's gonna like, what do he say, run over you at Mania. And Roman Reigns like, gonna run over me? He ain't gonna run over me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else talking about, you know, what do he say? Everybody else talking about how's it feel to be in the ring with the Undertaker. And Roman Reigns like, Undertaker need to ask himself how's it gonna feel to be in the ring with Roman Reigns. Crowd boo. Roman's so silly. So then, you know, because Roman was like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool to see you out here, HBK. You know what I'm saying? But all due respect, I didn't call out you. I called out the Undertaker. You know, and HBK's like, man, I've been where you at. I know people want you to fail, and you got the pressure of the company on your back, and you all these things, and I'm with you. I'm just looking out for you because I know the pressure you're under, and all this and this. And Roman like, you know what? Roman basically cut him off like, hey man, appreciate what you're saying. Undertaker retired you in WrestleMania. I'm gonna retire him. Bullshit. That bet not happen. I like Roman. I've never been on the we hate Roman bandwagon because I still think dude can do some things. But if he bet not retire Taker, there's gonna be a damn riot. They may throw some shit in the ring if he retires Taker because I like Roman. Roman can't be the one to retire Undertaker. The crowd don't like him. Everybody's mad because of the push he's getting. They think he's the Samoan Cena. And if you let him retire Undertaker, now unless he goes heel. If he goes heel, it may work. Matter of fact, he has to go heel in order for it to work. If that's what they're going to do. Or let Undertaker win. You know, Roman don't need to win. You know, just WrestleMania. Then we start the new season. Then let him lose at Mania. Undertaker. 23 other people lost Undertaker at Mania, so it's not like it's going to hurt his career. So then he leaves the ring after saying that, and then Strowman take his ass out. And the crowd starts chanting, thank you, Strowman. Wow, they hate Roman Reigns. Thank you, Strowman. Wow. So then they cut to backstage. Mick and Stephanie. She basically telling him, hey, pick somebody to fire. If you don't do it, I will. You're not going to like it if I had to do it. I'm like, dang. What is really going to go on with this fire mess? instantly I start thinking, because everybody knows that he's having that hip surgery. They're eventually going to have to write him off TV, and the rumors are that Kurt Angle's going to take over as GM. I'm thinking he's just going to fire himself because he don't want to make nobody lose their job before Mania. I'm thinking he's just going to fire himself. That's the first thing that came to my mind. So then they do an Austin Aries recap about, him and Neville, him finally, telling Neville, hey, I'm here. I'm back in wrestling. You got to deal with me. And they showed his debut match against Tony Nese on 205 Live. So then we go to commercial. We come back from said commercial. Start hour number 3. So then again, we did hour number 2. We got, 3 minutes in the Sasha match. No. They got about 7 minutes with the Y2J and them match. Got about 11 minutes plus commercials with the Enzo and Cash match. And like 3 minutes with the Roman thing. So, about 20 minutes of wrestling counting commercials, which means we got like 23 minutes to like a half hour of wrestling so far after 2 hours. That's crap. I've defended WWE to all the other people who hate the product. Told myself I would never shit on the WWE, and I stand by that. But y'all on some straight tomfoolery tonight. It's WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. We've had over 2 hours of show and like less than half an hour of wrestling, and I'm bolstering those numbers because of commercials and stuff, and after match fighting. But from bell to bell, it's less than 15 minutes of wrestling that we'd had so far. That's crap. So then we have Austin Aries makes his Raw debut against Daivari. I like Daivari a lot better than his damn brother. This is a real nice match. Austin Aries got off a lot of his stuff. If you're familiar with his work from saying TNA, his diving bullet out of the ring, his like gut busters and his slaps. He had some good stuff in his match. Of course, finish it off with his rolling elbow, which is nasty. Nasty move. So he gets his win. So that's about a 6-minute match. So no commercial, just straight 6-minute match. So I was like, okay, hour number 3. Cruiserweights going over. I was liking that. So then we get another Brock Goldberg recap. And then the recap of the promo that just happened. And they're trying to pub this Brock and Goldberg thing with promos and recaps. I want to see both of them looking at each other again. We only got 2 more Raws to make, not me, not my generation, get everybody else on board with this match. You can't do it with promos and recaps. These two have to be, and I hope Brock is there next. I don't think he will be in Brooklyn. Brooklyn a tough crowd too. They may boo the shit out of Goldberg. I don't know. Then we get an Emma package after the commercial, and then that was Emma, not Emmalina, because she came out as Emmalina, then left and said, "Now I'm gonna be Emma." So now my brain hurt because I don't know what the hell they doing. But I like the promo. It showed Emma because Emma can go. Emma can go. Emma was in the match this against Paige to see who's gonna be the first women's champion in NXT. Emma can go. Especially as a heel. So they showed her some wrestling on that promo or the video package. It was a good video package. So then we get the Big Show versus Titus O'Neil, which I'm not even gonna. This was a squash match. Titus gets squashed, gets chokeslammed twice, And then the crowd started chanting one more. So Big Show kind of looks kind of hesitant. I don't know if he had to get permission or whatever, because he's probably, I'm only supposed to do it twice. You know, he's trying to go over with the Big Show. Looks great, by the way. He still looks so good, this slim Big Show, like barely over 300 pounds. He looks good. I wish he shaved the beard, but he looks good. I see why Shaq bowed out. So then he hits him with a third choke slam. You know, straight squash match. Then we get the Women's History Month video. Oh, but that match was 3 minutes. So we got a total of 43 minutes worth of wrestling. That's counting commercials and counting, you know, after bell beatdowns and stuff like that. 43 minutes, and we're on the tail end of the show about to end. We're approaching the 30 minutes left in the show. We've had 43 minutes of wrestling. That's bullshit, WWE. So the Women's History Month video was Billie Joe King, which I didn't understand. I thought they was going to do this all with about wrestling, you know, women about in wrestling, but I guess not. I mean, nothing against Billie Joe King. She did a lot for, you know, tennis and everything, but I really didn't care because I thought it was about wrestling. It wasn't about wrestling, so I didn't care. So they cut to the backstage with Sasha and Bayley, basically talking about her match coming up with Nia, and Sasha's basically telling her, you know, hey, don't worry about the haters, you know. And Bayley's like, haters? You know, like she's surprised that people don't like her. I'm Bayley, everybody loves me. No, everybody don't love you. She's like, yeah, you know, you got haters. Everybody think you're not a real champion. I was like, ooh, Sasha? But I told you earlier, that's some heelish ass shit to say. That's kind of heelish. But I was like, okay. And she kept telling her, y'all know you can beat Nia. I'm like, she already beat Nia in NXT. But oh well, looks like there's some tension there. Like I said, I hope Sasha turns heel at Mania. They may be setting that up. Go to commercial and they recap what happened with KO, Joe, Zayn, and Y2J. So Jericho's backstage. You know, he cuts a little promo backstage, and with some new analyst guy who he kept calling Todd Phillips. And he basically says that next week on the highlight reel is going to show everybody the real Kevin Owens. He does the get it thing and beat him down, man. You know, Jericho is gold right now. He's gold. And the guy he keeps calling Todd. He's convinced the guy is Todd Phillips, and the guy says he's not. So it gives Jericho a reason to put somebody on the list. You know, you just made the list. Crowd pops. The list is back. It's good to see the list back. Gotta love the list. So then we get Bayley and Nia Jax. That's gonna be the next match. You go to commercial, of course, right before the damn match starts. To go to commercial, and Nia dominated this whole damn match. It was damn near a squash, except for Bayley getting a couple of kicks to her Nia's knee, taking her outside a little bit, kind of working her over outside. But then, you know, and that's another match where it ended up being a disqualification. Nia did get DQ'd. Really? Another DQ. It's like our third DQ tonight. They really phoned this in on the wrestling. Seriously. So then they do a commercial again and do a Roman and Strowman recap. So they're going to face each other next week. So basically, then we get to the end of the show because they're about to find out who gets fired. So I guess Bayley and Nia was the main event, I guess. And the crowd was dead as shit. And we got a DQ. So we got 52 minutes of wrestling, counting commercials and after bell action. 3-hour show, 52 minutes of wrestling. Get the hell out of here with that craziness. So now, you know, Stephanie's in the ring with Mick. Who's going to get fired? You know, who is going to be? And Mick's like, you know what? I considered this. I thought it was vindictive of you. You know, and I accept consideration. This name came to me. I know exactly who needs to be. It's going to make Raw such a better show. I'm like, he's going to fire himself. Here it comes, and he says, the person I picked, Stephanie McMahon. I got, I was like, yeah, yeah, right. Hey, this pisses Stephanie off, of course. She said, no, that's not going to happen. Yeah, you better pick somebody right now. And Mick goes on this high horse tangent about how, respected Stephanie, the friendship they had for 18 years, but he knows that she lied to him. She's a good liar and a bad person because basically he knows that she's been in cahoots with Triple H. Triple H building this army of people surrounding himself with his yes men to basically take over everything, and that she's enabling it. And he's like, he won't be silenced. He's basically getting up in Stephanie's face. You know what I'm saying? So this brings Triple H out, of course. And by this time, we're going overtime. So we're going overtime now. So we by that 10 o'clock, Triple H comes out and basically just degrades Mick. CM Punk chants like crazy right now too, and you could tell the look on Triple H's face. He just talked over him, but man, anytime Triple H comes out, any crowd is gonna CM Punk his ass to death, all because he ruined the summer of Punk, and he deserves it too. Fuck Triple H. Fuck him. Why he even out there? What's the point? This makes no sense. Why do we need Triple H? So he basically berates Mick. Mick clapped back though and was like, hey, unlike everybody else in the back, they respect me and they're envious of me because I don't have to act like I like you. And he gets in Triple H's face. I'm like, ooh. So then this Triple H hit him with some tough shit right here though. He said, oh, okay, so your daughter want to be a superstar, right? And your son works in the office, right? I hate to see them basically get fired. So you basically better do what Stephanie tell you to do. And when she says jump, you say how high, monkey. Now get the hell out of my ring. And Nick sells the hell out of this, put his head down. I'm like, dang, see again, Mick Foley acting like a bitch. He goes to walk off and everything. He kind of stops. And he stops in the ring. I'm like, what are you doing? So then Stephanie's talking shit to the crowd. Triple H looks back over at Mick like, dude, I told you, get out of my ring. Mick comes over with the sock and shit. Sister Socko, mandible claws him. I'm like, look at Mick. I'm talking about Mick. Stand up for your damn self. You Mick goddamn Foley. Goddamn it, Cactus Jack. Goddamn it, Mankind. Shit. The hell. Legend. Hall of Famer. Tired of you acting like a bitch. But Stephanie low blows him. So I'm like, he about to destroy Mick, because Mick can't defend himself, But then Seth Rollins' music hit. Like, what? Seth Rollins, he come limping out there on a crutch. And I'll tell you, I've said the whole time I thought the knee was at work. I thought maybe he tweaked it, and then they just used it as a storyline. I didn't think it was near as serious as everybody was. Oh, he's going to miss WrestleMania. I'm not saying he maybe didn't tweak it or something, but not to the extent of, because sure as shit, Triple H saying, yeah, come on in the ring, Gimp. Come on in the ring. Seth throws a crutch down. Proceeds to run in the ring. Limp gone. Runs in the ring. Drop kicks Triple H. Beats on him. Does all this stuff with the leg. I'm like, okay, I knew it was a damn work. Nothing wrong with his damn leg. You know what I'm saying? But for kayfabe storyline, Triple H comes back in the ring and really lays in on him with the crutch to the leg. Puts the reverse figure forward on him, wrenching on it. Seth is screaming and hollering. He beats on it some more, and that's how the show ends. With Seth Rollins on his back, screaming in pain, and Triple H, the game. Triple H standing victorious in the ring. So all in all, 3-hour show. About 43 minutes of wrestling with bell to bell under a half hour of wrestling, which is bullshit. Like I said before, this show right here, the lack of wrestling on the show pissed me off. It seemed rushed. I was happy. My highlights, I was happy to see Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe be monsters. Like I said, I got to get those 2 t-shirts. New Day cracked me up again with the eating they popcorn. Austin Aries, like that. And then, like the best part, of a 3-hour show was the 13 minutes that they went over seeing Seth. Because now we know Seth is going to go be at Mania. So they haven't confirmed it yet, but it's probably going to be Seth Rollins versus Triple H. We got another match with Undertaker and Roman Reigns. But, I mean, wish it would have been more wrestling. I'm looking forward to Brooklyn. I hope we see a Brock and Goldberg confrontation. We probably won't. WWE, y'all better get back on y'all P's and Q's, man. I know y'all trying to... Was this like a straight promote episode, you know? Because y'all did a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of promos, and not near enough wrestling tonight. Not near enough wrestling. So I hope we don't have another 2 Raws like this, because in the next couple Raws, y'all gotta come with it to really promote these matches, to get everybody back on board, to make this Mania good, to stop all these naysayers, so we can show them that we know what we doing. God damn it. Hopefully SmackDown 2 hours we'll have a little bit more wrestling. You know, so I'm gonna watch that tonight. I have my review for SmackDown. I'll probably have it up tomorrow. But thank y'all for watching, listening to me talk about Raw. All in all, the show, I'm gonna have to thumbs down the show, man. I'm gonna thumbs down the show. Not enough wrestling, main reason. I mean, 3 hours and you give me less than a half hour wrestling. Come on now. Come on now. Look at Captain Picard. Facepalm. Come on now. That's ridiculous. Straight up ridiculous, guys. Y'all gotta do better than that. Come on now. I've been defending y'all. Y'all gotta give me... You gotta give me more wrestling than that. Way more wrestling than that. But like I said, thank y'all for watching my video. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Share. If you like my page, leave some comments. You know, negative or positive, I don't care. We do the whole Cena thing. Any reaction, I'll take any reaction. You know, so thank you for watching, and see y'all tomorrow. Peace.